Hey, how's it going? You guys, it's SpiderCo64 back with another video. And for today's video, welcome back to another NASCAR news discussion. And yeah, so today we're here to talk about the Xfinity Iowa race, or the Iowa 200, I believe it was. But yeah, anyways, we're here to be talking about that for a little bit. So with that being said, let's get straight into the video. So first up, yeah, so I'm actually doing a race review on an Xfinity race, which I've actually never done before, actually. And I mean, it's really quite simple, you know. The Xfinity series is just not really like it was exciting, like it was, or in short cases, like the Xfinity, the Xfinity series is really not all that exciting. I mean, one, you have Cup drivers in it, which they dominate the whole race and just win the race. I mean, it's really predictable, and that's why people don't show up to the races and all that much. And what I mean by that, I do not mean that people literally do not show up, which is why the whole entire grandstand is not full. It's just because NASCAR, like, that's like a area where you're not allowed to sit in or something like that. Yeah, NASCAR, the track doesn't allow you to sit there. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. But anyways, so to begin, yeah. Plus this race hasn't had no Xfinity, had no Cup drivers in it, so it's gonna be quite interesting. So to talk about, and actually I will present an Xfinity race review when there's no Cup drivers at all. Like, for instance, I may review the Daytona race, if it's good or not, or to see if it's a wreck fest or not, or it causes bullshit, a bullshit controversy. So yeah, anyways, let's just get straight into now let's get into the race. So, Austin Cindric started on pole of the race, and I was actually quite surprised about that. But so I mean, plus, hey, I mean, it is the exact same car that Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, and Joey Logano they all run when they make an Xfinity start or whatever. So he started on pole, and we were waiting, and I was pretty much waiting to see a caution for it to come out because one, he's always Austin Cindric. He's the definition of a caution clock. Which, if there's one thing I'll say about Austin Cindric, and as he is the caution clock. I mean, you're just waiting for a caution to come out because, I mean, fuck, you're waiting for it to come out. But yeah. So anyways, yeah. So stage one is mostly dominated by Austin Cindric, and he leads a couple, and he's actually leading laps, which is, leading laps is actually pretty good. Even though do they even have what is it do they award you bonus points if you lead laps during the race? That's the question I'm wondering. I don't think they do anymore. Or I don't even know if they do it in the Cup side. But anyways, with a couple laps to go left in stage one, Justin Allgaier's like, hey, I'm going to take the lead. So yeah, Justin Allgaier takes the lead and wins stage one of the Iowa 200. Or no, it's the Iowa 250, sorry. Yesterday was the truck race, the M&M's 200, yeah. And also there was a little caution in the race. Like, there was like a little caution that was in stage one. It was where I think it was Garrett Smithy was slow off the apron or something like that. I listened to the first stage on the radio. So yeah. So yeah. And so anyways, what happened? Anyways, so what happened was that yeah, he was slow off the pace and stuff like that. Feel kind of bad for Garrett Smithley. I mean, I didn't. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about this last week, but he did made his first Cup start at Michigan, and it was just he finished dead last in his first Cup start. His first Cup start. That's pretty disappointing and pretty sad, for Garrett Smithley. But obviously he's driving for Star. He was driving for Starcom Racing, obviously the '99 freaking Derek Cope's car. So that's freaking Derek Cope's car. So you can't do anything about it. What can you do about it? But anyways, yeah, and there's not really there weren't. Now this race wasn't. I wouldn't say nothing happened during the race. Nothing eventful really happened. I mean, this is actually the first ever race that I've ever seen where there's not as many cautions, like not that many wrecks, which there were a few ones or just minor ones. Like, I know Chad, like Chad Fitcham, like went up to the wall and the 55 car was slow off the pace or was around, which, yeah. And in stage 2, we see a lot of good side-by-side racing, I mean, Justin Allgaier was to keep the 20 of Christopher Bell away from him, because one, considering that if Christopher Bell would have won this race, he would have increased his chase points. And for Justin Allgaier, he needed his chase spot back, considering what NASCAR took it away from him at Dover for some penalty or something like that. It was pretty stupid. But yeah, so that's what happened. So yeah, really good side by side racing, and ultimately, Justin Allgaier went to stage 2, and then stage 3, it was the same side by side racing as usual, but Justin Allgaier pretty much led the most entire laps in, and Christopher Bell couldn't get around him. I mean, if there was more laps, he could have just gone up to him and raced him. But then the last caution came out for the 55 that I told you before, and so yeah, and then that started with 11 more laps to go, and Justin Allgaier, it felt like Christopher Bell had a better car maybe than what Justin Allgaier did. I felt like it. I felt that was how that was gonna go. But then again, I mean, it was really, Austin Cindric was supposed to be the fastest car of all, considering he won the freaking pole, but he was just the fastest in qualifying, not the fastest actually in the race, which, I don't know, it makes sense, but, yeah. And so I think this is where Christopher Bell may have messed up, and that's where he kind of hit the wall a little bit. He didn't hit it like a ton. He just like made contact with the wall. He was coming up here and like gave it a tap. He tapped the wall, and then Justin Allgaier ran away for the win. So yeah, Justin Allgaier, your winner is your winner for today. And so the only thing I can say is, and that is congrats to Justin Allgaier. And that is congrats to Justin Allgaier. Junior Motorsports doing a really good job as always. You got 7 guys in the playoffs, so let's see, can Elliott Sadler break that long ass winless streak, and can Michael Annett, the threat, get a win? And stuff like that. And also, there was a lot of drivers that really ran good in this race that really don't run as good. Well, considering one, that there's always Cup drivers in almost all the races. For instance, one who Daniel Hamrick. Daniel Hamrick did a really good job throughout this race. I mean, he's been consistent. He's a playoff contender. I really have to admit, Richard Childress Racing can do better in the Xfinity Series than in the Cup Series. Yeah, hey, Richard, if you can if washed up Ryan Newman retires, get Daniel Hamrick in that Cup ride. So let's see what he can do better. Because I really do think that if you do, because Daniel Hemrick is the only good driver at Richard Childress Racing, other than Austin Dillon, who's gotten more wins at Richard Childress Racing than Ryan Newman does. He only has 1 win for Richard Childress Racing. Daniel Hemrick, I just have to admit, he's just doing a really good job. With the equipment he has, he's actually really good. But even if he does go to Cup, his first Cup start wasn't all that great. But if Richard Childress Racing can get better, he can maybe be better when it comes to the Cup Series and stuff like that. Plus, Daniel Hemrick is one of the talented drivers that Richard Childress Racing has and stuff like that. And so another driver that did good was Cole Custer. Cole Custer did really good in this race. Brandon Jones did really good in this race. Krasgarala did really good with his new team. Ryan Truex did pretty good in this race. And a bunch of other drivers did good. Justin Haley took over, was in the ride was driving the 23 for Spencer Gallagher. And so I don't know who's gonna race. I don't know who's gonna race at Chicagoland for GMS Racing in the 23. I think it could be Chase Elliott. I'm not so sure, but they need to release a full schedule for that. But so overall, this was a good race. This was really good race. And I just have to say something, and that is, one, NASCAR needs to pay attention to races like these. One, the Xfinity Series race at such a good track like Iowa, which Iowa is one of the tracks I want to see on the Cup schedule one day. When they get rid of boring tracks like New Hampshire or what's another one, Texas, and basically all the mile-and-a-half tracks or boring flat tracks. And also maybe I'll take a look at the Truck Gateway race. I have mixed feelings about Gateway and how they can get a Cup race. I'll just be here and there. I don't feel like Gateway deserves a Cup race. I'll tell you when that race maybe comes. But yeah. So anyways, this was a really good race. So congrats to Justin Allgaier. I'll give the race a solid 9 out of 10. Even though the first stage was kind of just dominated, NASCAR, we need more of this. We really need more of these Xfinity drivers to show their talent and skills, concerning one that Cup drivers racing in Xfinity or in the minor league series or the Busch series is just not as good anymore. So yeah, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment down below. Hopefully you had a good Father's Day. If any of you have your dads out there and stuff like that, I gotta give my dad his letter and stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow. Probably tonight I'm probably gonna work on the race number 2 for the Spydeco Cup, which is gonna be at Texas, and I'm pretty excited to do that race. Even though I feel like it's gonna be really difficult. But anyways, I'm not gonna talk for too long. Anyways, hopefully you guys have a good day. And I will see all of you in the next video. And in the next NASCAR news discussion video, we'll talk about Matt Kenseth's new schedule. And let's get ready for the Cup race at Sonoma. So, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.